And good morning, everybody. Apologies for the interruption to the live stream. Had onboard tech issues, but we're back now live streaming from the ROV Falkor with SuBastian down at 1,400 metres depth. So you haven't missed much since we quickly went offline. Just zooming in now to a coral, which we'll carefully position to have a very close look at.
Can I collect it here?
You likely?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a sample here.
So
A video and a physical sample.
Alright, set you up.
So we're just landing now on the floor of the canyon. Clearly a seascape of quite homogeneous, uniform, very fine-grained silt, sand. But then we've got these little guys sitting as isolated colonies of coral. Okay, that's great. We'll just spend our time and
scoop the whole thing. Is that alright?
So we have Jeremy Horowitz in the control room sitting next to me this morning, our resident coral expert.
Sure. Yeah.
Just giving instructions to the ROV pilots to have a go at just scooping up this specimen. What was its name again?
Anthomanthus.
Anthomanthus. And it looks like it got a piece of wood next to it. Is that right?
Yeah, with some barnacles attached.
And some barnacles. So that's really interesting from our point of view.
Oh, that's right. Nice.
And we'll just let this watch and play out. See the shrimp on top of it. Sorry, my friend, we're disturbing you.
It's for science.
It's for science, yeah. There was another one of these in the background, wasn't there, Jeremy? Another, this specimen about 10 metres away, I think?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna watch out.
So we are authorised to take samples from this part of the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park. We have a permit issued by the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority to us, which allows us to collect representative, unique specimens, which of course go back to the Queensland Museum for detailed analyses, gene sequencing, following our onboard full descriptions. Of course, when these samples come on board, they lose their form and colour very quickly. That's a good one. Jeremy's sitting here nodding happily. So that's great.
So my high from yesterday.
Excellent.
Process all that last one we got yet?
I haven't taken enough pictures
I'm
yet.
not sure if I got that little crustacean on the bottom. You want that?
No.
No, that's okay. Thanks, Adam. We'll leave him alone. But
Yeah. So we're just gonna we're taking a look around at this depth before we start our official 500 meter transect.
The
we're about 8 k's away from
500.
the
I know, listen to that.
Listen,
She's happy. Yeah, good.
6 o'clock.
Yeah,
6.
so we got
Okay, we'll take off again and continue. Let's head towards our start of our 500 transect, guys.
All right, it's like 200 meters away.
Yeah, we'll just cruise along that too. Yeah, cruise along that one, and we'll stop if we see anything.
Like that?
Thank you.
What's that?
What is this? This is curious.
For science?
Urchin.
Urchin. Noted.
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 Noted in past.
We will leave it. There's a crustacean just gently floating through. There's quite a lot of life in the water column this morning. Really, we've seen quite a few jellyfish on the dive down. So if Dougal's online, Dougal Lindsay from JAMSTEC in Japan, if you're online. We did have the GoPros on again this morning, so hopefully you'll get some imagery for you to look at. And the ProRes, yep.
We saw some jellies on the way down.
There's a Holthurian sea cucumber. And quite a lot of little fish. Look at, those little black rat tails. Undoubtedly attracted by the light, you might think. Do these guys have eyes? Yeah. Remembering as we drift along here, these are really cold waters, 3.2 degrees Celsius at present. In contrast to where we're sitting up on the sea surface, is about 25, 26. So really strong temperature gradient as you get to the canyon floor. That last sample of coral we collected seemed to be attached to a piece of wood, which is, for us, it was interesting because yesterday, if anyone saw the dive from yesterday, we were at the upper end of this canyon at its head, and we were seeing quite a lot of wood fragments on the seabed, which had clearly washed in from land into the Great Barrier Reef Lagoon, and out to sea, and then gradually sink into the canyon. So in that case, this morning we saw a piece of wood that had made its way, more than 4 kilometres down across from the reef, and then it provided a nice little bit of hard substrate for that coral to attach to. So there's really rare little happenstances which occur in nature out here, and very opportunistic corals. Okay, what are we coming up to now? Coconut? It's hard to tell. We need to we are. It is a coconut.
Rob, do you remember last year we dredged?
This is a coconut. Well, there you go. I wouldn't have called that one as a nip this morning.
I have experience with coconuts in the deep sea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if we got it from the sea floor, or maybe it was floating on the surface and somehow.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Now we know.
I mean, they float, but over great distances, but eventually they get waterlogged.
Yeah, they get waterlogged.
Yeah.
That's great. We're certainly in the tropics, aren't we?
We found a fragment of stick in one of the fish claws yesterday, and it looks like it could have been a bit of coconut blossom.
Updating us on the analysis of a core from yesterday, which included woody material, which we thought at the time was a bit of coconut husk. So we've just pretty well validated that by seeing a whole coconut down here. So if there's one, there's going to be several.
This canyon is connected to the
open shelf, so we
Yeah.
hope to see some evidence of vegetation.
Great Barrier Reef lagoon through its head wall up to onto the reef itself. That's in contrast to some of the other canyons which we have along this margin, which are blocked at their heads by the Ribbon Reef systems. And those reefs really prevent direct transport of certainly the larger sediments from the lagoon into the canyon. And so it's one of our broad research questions on this cruise is to test the degree of control that canyon connectivity to the shelf has on canyon geomorphology, sedimentology, and in turn ecology.
And coconut distribution.
And coconut distribution, thanks. So our working hypothesis is standing up so far. So.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I'll just keep bumping you down there.
Another soft coral coming into view. Sorry, that? Yeah.
That's the same one we just got, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah. We haven't passed our 500 start, have we? Or? No, okay.
Until after the interlock.
Thank you. I didn't have my bearings.
It's at waypoint 4, and we're just going on waypoint 2 right now.
Brilliant. Okay. Thanks, Chris. Good.
What's that?
Who's online this morning?
We look at? No, it's just a fish. Keep on moving.
How was some rock to the left?
Yeah.
Yeah, just catching up on the chat from YouTube and Facebook this morning. A few people noting some tech issues. Apologies for that. But hopefully now we've got a stable stream for you all.
Some rocks coming up on our left.
Some rocks coming up on our left, I'm hearing from our
It's a bit out.
ROV pilots. Yeah, okay, good.
Pretty decent size.
What was I going to say? Okay, we're seeing in our forward sonar in the control room here. Well, it looks to be a decent rock outcrop coming along shortly, so that's going to provide a bit of interest. One for the, hopefully if it is an outcrop, just to see what it is in terms of the lithology of the rock hanging out. Oh yeah, here it comes into view now. There's no question this is a rock outcrop. This is what we really want to see on this dive from a geologic point of view. This is great. Okay, good. We shall spend our time here. Take our time, geologic point of view, and I can, yeah. This is almost straight away very reminiscent of the dive we had a few days ago, where we, at this similar depth, 1,390 metres or so, we had rock outcrop. This is beautiful.
We're gonna do another white balance a little bit. Focus on the sand.
In there. The guys are doing some camera color calibrations on the fly as we drive along. That's why your colors changed on screen.
Alright, let's sit down then. That's solid.
Lots of cut corals in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to.
Hold on. Alright. Is that one right in the middle of my screen?
Correcto.
That one?
Yeah, there's a few.
Alright. Which one would be easier for you? Out of the one on the left or the one on the right?
One straight ahead there.
Straight ahead? Okay.
It's going to be hard to drill this.
Alright, I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. What I can do? Sit right here, that way you can get around that left and that right ledge as well.
So on first inspection, this does look like the exact same rock type that we had in our other canyon arm a few days ago. That was a mudstone, and I'm pretty confident we've got the same, which is really good. That allows us to just add to our picture.
Good luck.
So our focus right now is on the cup coral. Just settling down SuBastian. Adjusting our colour again for on screen for everybody, so stand by. There we go, that's better.
So what we have here is an azuzadelic single polyp, so solitary coral. So it's one polyp, and this is a deep sea sclerotinia coral. Unlike the shallow counterparts, they don't use sunlight as a form of energy, but rather grab particles as they pass by with their long tentacles. Actually, before we grab it, can we just have a zoom in?
Sure.
So you can see it's very much alive. It's got its nice fleshy tentacles out.
These other things around the sides, these are pteropods.
So those cone, all the little particles within the sand. So we see pteropods and what else we saying? Tusk shells.
Mainly pelagic, just drift down from above.
Yeah, they float, they die, they sink. Wherever they land, that's where they are. All right, we can grab this.
Take that one. Is this a suction job? Or you'll scrape him? Okay.
Why don't we suction a few of the corals that are just here? You can put them all in the same. Yeah, it worked pretty well last time. I should say very well. So we aren't yet. We haven't yet started our transect. We're doing a little bit of. We're collecting some of the biology that we're seeing before we start, because once we start a transect, we try. But during these transects, we've seen Dumbo octopus, we've seen nautilus, and we've seen isopods.
This site for a potential drill too. Behind here, there's a bit jutting out. We might be able to break off.
Right, so what do you want me to do with this section?
So it's using the little vacuum system on the SuBastian to collect this little guy, and closing up as we do so, protecting itself. Broke it off, and there it is. we've lost a bit.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just get a different one because we lost the base of it, which is kind of a lot of what we used to identify it.
Yeah, it was on there pretty hard.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Try to flick the base off too.
Nah, I'd rather a full column. It's okay. We'll have plenty of opportunities to do it.
Do you want to collect some of the other stuff that was around it, though?
Yeah.
All right, so just grab some of that.
You want like some sediment?
You could suck up other cup corals in the area.
Or do you want some of the stuff that's around the Okay.
Someone up on the wall there? This side?
There were some more here.
There's some up.
There's one on the left.
Oh, yeah, and we also want to drill, so we could drill and collect over here.
All right, so there's
Yeah.
some right there to the right.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
You reach that?
Look at there's a nice close view into that rock face,
Oh,
that
there's one right. Stand by.
mudstone.
But we'll take a zoom in before we
Let's
suck
see
it up.
where there's one right there.
Do you mind if I?
Yeah, go for it.
Falkor right there. On
So
that wall.
we can grab the one closest to us. That looks good. I'll just zoom in.
All right, go for it.
Okay, thanks. All right, just going for another attempt. To my untrained eye, it looks similar to the last one. Fleshy, cup corally. Do we have lasers on?
No, I don't think so. There you go.
We got lasers. Yep, there they are. Okay. I'll just put them nearby. Cool. All right, let's do it.
You want to try this one up on the wall? That looks like it's good access to get underneath it and try to get that base off of it.
Sure.
Just up above.
Can we reach this one first?
Yeah, sure.
Just
We'll go for a
'cause-
couple here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
All right. Anyway, ready? Sit on that rock over there.
Yeah, it's.
Hold on, let's get a shot.
So attempt number 2. So it's really important that we collect the full colony, because if we're missing part of the colony,
There you go.
we'll never know whether the other part of the colony represents the same species as the top half, or if it maybe would suggest it being a different species. And so it's very important when we do molecular work that we have a really good what we call a voucher specimen, or a specimen that we can say it was sequenced, it falls here in the tree, and this is exactly what it looks like.
Got it.
Yeah.
Where's
that at?
Yeah, leave it on.
All right, I'll fold. Yeah, plus that. Maybe we'll put that on there.
Is that it on the here?
Yeah, that's it right there, yeah. So we'll take out pretty much the entire colony on there as well.
Yeah.
That's full sentence.
Yeah, it's full size. Hold on, we're moving a bit. Sorry.
Almost. So we're also getting a sediment sample here.
Sure are.
The sediment clears out through the grading for the most part. There's no fine stuff.
Okay.
I might just pick this guy up at the very end with this closet.
Okay,
Yeah.
Come back.
Okay.
no problem.
Alright, section is off. Alright, gonna move the arm down. I'll get a nice piece of that one on the wall.
Yep, that looks good.
This is exactly it. So I use that to get right there. Since it's on.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
You want more from the wall here?
I don't see
Dead ones.
any media. That's okay. One's good. For now, it's fine.
Alright, so then we'll click the one that's on How much is that got right now? So you can just have like a file with
They
Was it suction sample
This-
1?
yeah.
Are these the jars? Right, so this is jar 1.
How is that? That's done.
Okay, just storing.
Do you want me to help focus?
Settling here. Just finish off our biological sampling for the moment. At some 4 kilometres offshore from the Great Barrier Reef edge. All here at this depth right now. Okay,
I think it was, yeah.
it's down there.
Red.
That's a crab.
So then it was right next to the hermit crab.
Yeah. Persevere with this, Jeremy. I hope just once we get it in focus, we'll know.
Yeah, it's right there. That's where it came off of.
I'll call it.
We'll call that one. Yep.
Do you want to drill?
Yeah, I like to drill now, good as anything. So I'm just.
With the camera?
Yeah. Okay. We'll collect a rock sample from this face. We know it's very hard.
Okay. You seem to
If we can sort of bite on that, and then this may fracture off.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Before we do you want to put your arm up there and see if you got some might get us a bit more.
Yep.
Pilots move in to collect our drill bit, which we're coming out. So there she is. Our first version had a longer handle, and that was too long, and we bent it. Attempts to chew into the rock face. Bit tricky. D screen, but working in 3 dimensions. Okay, now just coming in on the right angle. And just need to get that drill handle just in the, just like that. That's great. Okay. Give it a bit of a shake. Okay, there's the SuBastian rotating up. Make off a bit of a slab for us. Really best.
Yes, it's uneven, but not like terribly so that.
A section of the rock face jutting out a couple of centimetres. There we go.
The lower is what?
Below the
More
is-
10 by 10. Yeah, I don't like it. I have to find that down. Alright, go for it.
Does it CBO a little bit?
Cut it in, but
Yeah.
just off of our perch.
Yeah, let's do that. Thanks, Adam. View. Even the scale bedding in these rocks, probably on the order of 40 to 50 million years in age.
We tied that one.
That was the tornado behind us.
Looks good. It's the only way to mount a little bit of this.
How'd we do?
Yeah, we're still working on it. We've got to definitely. So it's letting the cloud clear and
Cutting them yourself?
yeah, that's right. More a case of applying the tool to break off what we can.
You can try that as well if you want to try.
Yeah, how would we? Yeah, the chips as a vacuum, but we'll have one. Yeah. And even just seeing these rock outcrops is. Oh, that's the credit. Okay.
The white one is the scoop, right?
The white one looks like it's going to be the scoop and the yellow one.
We'll suck this up first. Just
Yeah, let's suck it up.
contaminate.
It'll be coffee time.
Or rail. Gonna try rail.
A little bit more.
So we're just doing a swap over of our sampling.
Alright. A little bit. Move a bit.
All right.
There you go.
I'll scrap them in water and then get
I
that.
can back down.
Okay.
And we just maneuver. You can get the arm around.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a nice overhead.
Yeah, it's just the only way I can get in is going to put you in a bit of.
Patience is a virtue in these situations. Don't want to. No. Okay. Yeah. Bang.
Well, no, I need to
Yeah.
get in there hard when we doing this stuff because it's bugs.
Yeah. I'm looking at. Right now, I'm looking at that. The guys aim to suck up the flying out again.
Might be alright.
It's a bigger rock outcrop, isn't it?
Okay, about the front. You're so helpful.
Okay, those